Yeah, I want to know. Have you ever had like a show where like you almost felt like you were almost bombing, and then you kind of just turned it around and kind of like just killed it?
No, I either really bombed or I'm really amazing.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I had a show. I had actually the last show that I played. The last show that I played was in London, Ontario, and some stuff
Okay.
happened in the organization and in the setup of that show that really just set me off, and I was gone. I just didn't have it. I just didn't like the way things had worked out for me. Like,
Yeah.
you know, just the way that people line things up for the way that the shows ought to go and how things roll out. Like we as an artist don't have the pull sometimes that people think that we do. Like sometimes you go to a place and people aren't necessarily there to see me. They're there to see whoever the other artist is, and they'll
Right.
think, "Oh, don't worry, everything's gonna stay for you because you're real," and that doesn't happen. So when you
Right.
wait around for hours and hours to get on stage, and then the lineup gets shuffled around, and then you go on like almost dead last, and then everybody leaves the room. That's the type of stuff that throws me off. So that in
Oh
that
yeah.
particular instance, that's the worst show I probably ever played. It was so terrible, man. Everything was out of sync and out of touch. I skipped tracks. I went back and started again. But you know what? If you're a human being, that's what's gonna happen, man.
For
There's no
sure.
one ever out there that ever does every single show like 100%, 100% of the time. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you know, I like to think that I'm real special sometimes, but no, man. It's just you're just human beings trying to interact with other human beings, right?
I remember times like you're saying that last spot is scary. Yeah, I've been at shows where like they're packed, and then and the guy before me or the guy like right like or a little bit like the second spot like before him like will
Yeah,
bomb like they'll bomb and it'll just be trash, and
yeah,
half the place will clear out.
yep.
And you're like, oh man, I didn't even get a chance to even like start before they start clearing out.
Yeah, there's all kind of reasons why people will clear out, man. And you know what? I played the same way for 500 people, or for five people or 10 people.
For sure.
I played the
For
same
sure.
show, get on stage and do the same damn show. If it's just,
Yeah.
you know what? I played a show for one guy once. One guy stood in the crowd. Everybody was out in the smoking area. I played for one guy. That was one of my, for me, that was like one of the things where I just was like, I'm going to do this to my very, if I'm serious about doing this, I have to do it to the
Right.
nth degree. I have to be on the top of my game. So it's not really about whether there's numbers there or not, man. It's about the elements of just like regular life stuff, man. Like you could just be like feel like you're on top of your game, and then somebody gives you a phone call before you go on, and it's somebody who you haven't sorted something out with yet. And so then that kind of stumbles your set
Right.
because you're thinking about that while you're trying to rap and stuff, right? So, but man, I mean, I can't make excuses anymore, man. I've been doing this too long to make excuses, man. So, but
Exactly.
I'm not really gonna try to sit here and tell you that yo, I'm the best and I never screw up anything. That would be done stupid too.
Right. Right. Like none of us can predict like everything, right? But sometimes we have to just go with the flow, how things are going, right?
Yep. Yep.
Definitely. Definitely. So